They're in again.
Crazy.
He's got the knife in hand. The boost getting erected. Important one here from Mezzi.
9-10 cannot. Oh,
Yeah, take it.
you want it?
Take it.
He might just go for a pot shot through the doors.
You can have it.
We've seen them time and time again.
Shoot the gun
Oh,
across.
wait. You want to try?
Come on.
Try a late peek?
Come on.
Yeah. Where was he? He was boosted, Sui. Yeah. Okay, dismounts.
Oh,
Flash
that'd be
through the doors.
blind.
Flames is going to flash you in. Great counter. Great counter. Oh, it's beautiful to watch.
Blitz is on the board.
Does get his, but at what cost? Flames and a spray.
Oh,
and oh,
mate.
you've been absolutely booked. Red card off the pitch.
Well, he's not red-faced anymore.
Hey, I loved that.
Hello.
Oh, I like it when you can see a bit of yourself in the pros.
Yeah.
It's nice. It's nice. So just it felt like Zaiwu had X-ray on, like he knew what was up, like the reaction and everything, and then the perfect like flash play booked as well with the Molly AG, just streamlined Counter-Strike.
This one doesn't feel like there's a way back in, does there?
No, it doesn't.
This one feels very dominant. They're just going, nah, we'll hit the brakes. We'll chill out. We'll take these moments to recalculate.
No one's saying that's the best CT smoke.
To draw the attention of Techno, though.
And that's enough for Robs to make his moves. Apex lays his life on the line to get that trade. I say trade. Actually, Techno's done a lot of work. 1 versus 2 for Techno.
Molly short, you Molly CT rotation.
He extinguishes. He does. You heard that.
Plant for long, and then play the bomb.
Nade smoke. Has to plant Mezzi. And that's enough.
I like it. Go back and get the orb mid-doors. 9-10, do you want another shot?
Oh, you risked it.
All right, well, he's got it, and he's getting away.
9-10 has had a really tough game. Everywhere he's gone, either Flamesy has found him or Zaiwu's got his number on the cross. Head-to-head out mid-doors.
So 8-2.
Third map nuke.
Yes, indeed. So it feels like we're setting our sights there quite quickly. It's tough as well when MongolZ did win the pistol here. That force buy back.
Yeah, it came quite casually as well.
Yeah. Could use the long spawn here on Robs. Might not be the man
It's
you
like
want
the
to
first
send
one
out
they've
first.
got. Yeah, no, that's not happening. He is diligent on B, so I was going to try and do it without the help, and HE for the cross is the answer. Okay, 9-10. Let's try and short again. Flames is
Not
coming.
boosted this time.
Flames is coming. And he was not going to take that fight. I think he's going to think twice about that. Just playing for the Xbox jump up, which could be inevitable.
That feels tough with
That's
the orb.
flash. That's the flash. Found him. They're so quick on this map control. You've got short. Confirmed Blitz's position.
This is the safety of the orb and the fear factor on the CTs.
Right.
Oh, so we can't harass middle because Zaiwu's going to kill us? Yes. It just leaves you a bit more turtled.
Well, that's going to activate Blitz. Robs is holding for this exact reaction still, but it's bursts him. Another one from Blitz.
Look at that on the back pedal, the fade away.
Stunning. Most impactful scene from Blitz so far.
Might be enough for a round. At least
Should
short.
be,
Orb down on A.
be.
They can get in and plant.
Apex could lose his head here. Blitz looks like he's hitting headshots. Slow ammo, backs away.
Now you got to get that bomb in. Boost all clear.
Will. Deep CT smoke, it's the short fight that's coming. Mezzi's trying to back away. Flash in the open, deep nade, following them up, but Flamesy using that AWP to great success. Removes one and missed shot, activates on another though. Cobra removes Apex. It's going to fall to Mezzy. This is winnable. Here's the advance of Cobra going for the jump shot. Mezzy strafes out wide and Blitz will receive. Quad kill from their captain.
Okay, Blitz, there he is. Announces the presence in the server there. Well, 0 and 8. Now he's sitting at 5 and 9, and that one's an impactful one. We'll be able to get their third round across the line. One more to be played. So there is a little bit of hope. Resuscitation is smiles on the face on the other side. I think that's a bit of a bad omen if you're Mongols, if they're having this much fun.
Number 2. He's quick to it. He could see a little recovery.
This looks like the best Mongols buy of the whole game.
Yeah, unironically.
Pop, here they come.
Yeah, Mazinho's got a smoke to play around. His position is not a secret. Heavy damage inflicted. The nade will finish off the job. Solid hold. Long is Mazinho's. Apex, next challenge. Beautiful round. Putting his aim on display is Mazinho. Hang on. 910's got to get out of there. That smoke is fading. So Flash as well. Spots him out. Spams him down. 910 reacts. Rob's caught walking through. Okay, 4. You'll take it.
A little bit similar to Mirage. Obviously, there the scoreline was tied up, right? It was the Mongols getting control of the game late in the piece, but it was how many more could it have been? That's the similar factor. Mongols won the CT pistol, then they lost the Force. Well, on Mirage, they should have won the T pistol. That's where Apex was able just to spurt into the site, get a wicked 4K and defuse the bomb. So they've given themselves an opportunity to keep the conversation alive. Need to win the pistol, and that's going to start applying pressure to Apex and Co. Again, to remind you of the dominance of Vitality on this map, 36 and 4. They've won the last 8 on the trot. 5 of them this year. So, hot form on Dust 2. Their last 3 outings in Krakow were 13-8, 13-6, 13-6. That's against BCG, 3 Max and Mouse. So, relatively dominant performances.
We've swapped sides. Let's see. A T-pistol. Is it available for the Mongols to close the gap further? Get both pistols on Dust 2. Feels like a minimum given that performance.
They're ready to fight this. You can see this setup right now. This flash, this from Apex, he drops this in and the short players can swing with it.
Swing they shall. The Apex flash does connect. Mezzy's bullet good for it. Zywoo composed. Flamesy good for it as well. Everyone's hitting headshots. Just Mazinho heard that information relayed. CT pistol secured.
Feels nice to get to alley of the boys and then get yourself a kill. So good job there from Apex. When it just lands behind them as they path out short and take the fight, but the T is completely blind.
So is it a middle click for the Apex flash, or is it just a left click?
I think it's a left click. I think it.
Okay.
I think.
So it looked a bit kind of soft, you know? Or is it just popping above? I'll check chat. They're always right. They know everything. Is it a middle click or a left click, boys?
Well, the Eco with nothing. Dig, this should be a farm fest. Playing for a mid to B or a B pop, so maybe expecting a force buy out of the Mongols here, but that will not be the case. Round number 10 feels like it should be a certainty. Dropping these. Well, we're seeing a couple happen in recent history, but I think Vitality wants to offer that up. Apex now with that first incision can note and relay to the team. Yep, it is just the Glock Eco. Come on, Mezzy, go and get a couple, mate. You know you want to. You know you want to get stuck in.
I think he's to step up. Double dink into the helmet of Zywoo, gets away with it. Safe.
Just 3 more rounds to push us into Nuke. And that Swiss draw for all the matches we're coming out after this series concludes. So, stand on by.
Yeah, Twitch chat doesn't know. Everyone's saying everything. I don't think it's a right click. Buddha the Great. I don't.
I don't think so either. mid.
All right. Zipping over towards the early answers on B.
They're going to snake up Cat pretty quickly. Apex on the break.
Smoke break with the rifle. That's mad info.
Sees at least 2.
Yeah, look at ZywOo. Look at ZywOo. Back a turn. You're just not looking for it. You're not expecting it. Messi strikes with a double. Horrible, potent crossfire. The blitz will break, but then backs up into Robs. Overlooked as that second man. This is suffocating from Vitality. They want to get this one done. You know, they've got to pull it across the line on Nuke. They want to get that too quick and efficient.
I think one of the keys right there that people need to understand is in that situation, you know there won't be an AWP, right? There may be a scout,
right,
but you know there won't be an AWP. Well, less about the break, more about the lower tunnels play.
Right.
It's like, okay, we don't have to worry about the boost, and even if they do, scout might just get a tag. It'd have to be a headshot otherwise. So you are going to take those liberties, and you're going to be able to continue to do that in similar fashion now to close things down. 9-10 will bring in a scout. Everybody will bring in the best of the rest. Tech9, Deagles. You had a scout? Okay. Never mind. Power of the cell back.
Nice nude.
Ooh, Cobra.
You had HP. Was nice for a moment. Nice to watch this domination on display from Vitality.
I mean, it's a stark contrast to the Mirage, right? Like, it really was a competitive affair, high-octane Counter-Strike, and in this one, it does just feel like a mismatch as far as what Mongols have got versus this polished Dust 2 with the most insane statistics.
Playing right now for the mid to B. They've got 3 players on this side of the map, so reading the flow.
Catches you pulling out nades, just further away, mantles up. He's just playing with his food as Mezzi. That's a clean round from him. Demonstration of his prowess. Very impressive, clean conversion. 5 alive, barely a lick of damage.
You know, a lot of people go, oh yeah, Apex got a great team. But right, he's the one reading these situations, calling a lot of the gamble stacks. He even plays that loose piece. Do you know by having him there, it emboldens the other players on the site to be able to take duels that maybe otherwise they think they have to play a little bit safer. So Mezzi's like, it's fine. If I get one and die, they're likely to come into the mid to B, which is the trap that we've laid. Right, so he's going to stand. He's going to look for a few more fights. And then Apex goes, okay, well, I didn't really do a lot, but we won the round, and I called the stack.
Is it the most iconic call in Counter-Strike? It is a very well-placed nade amongst them all. Robs is ready, unloads, gets his machine gun spraying. Smoke on the doors, though. They have got space. He's running out of health. That HE was well-placed. Another one coming right on the money for 9-10. 30 HP, all they've got to work with to hold this in the post plant. He's going to plan. Is he going to go for a quick window fight after Mantle up? Doesn't have the resources. Another HE hoping to soften him up further. Oof, okay.
This is a difficult retake now with these smokes up.
So they've got the util they need. Tons of smoke. Bricks mollied. Apex pushing. Oh, flashes were good, but they track him. Beautiful hold. Mongols break in, but ZywOo's got him low. All those nades, he's hearing him running away. Oh no, you think you're saving? You think you're saving! ZywOo, quick jump scare, gets onto the bomb. They need to stop him. 5-second countdown starts. Mazinho's running over. No! ZywOo, one hell of a way to close! ZywOo sneaks on in Sam Fisher style and ends Dust 2.
Indeed. What a throwback, Sam Fisher. And good lord, I mean, look, we were talking about this in the green room, how quickly ZywOo processes information. We saw him have a little defuse as well on Mirage that was sort of similar. He just read it so well. So to close it out. But ultimately, guys, not a lot to analyze in this one because it went exactly as we expected. Vitality's best map into a map that the Mongols have never really shown any proficiency on.
I feel like that was a fitting way to end the game.
Yeah.
That was Vitality dominating from start to finish. I think the highlight of the game for me was the first round. Cobra winning a sick pistol round. Think to yourself, okay, the Mongols, you get off to a good start, you convert, get a bit of momentum. Maybe Vitality will start to sweat it a bit, but they went on to lose the following round from the get-go, and the game was never close at that point. Never were they able to win 2 rounds in a row on the CT side up until the very last 2 rounds, and that was 2.
Then Blitz pushed Underpass, completely whiffed with an MP9, and that was it. Flames, you got 2 nice kills with the Deagle. So yeah, I think it was always going to be problematic for the Mongols if they can't get that good early start. And they did the same thing on Dust 2 that they did on Mirage, that Chad pointed out, which is they kept force buying, you know. I mean, they kept buying instead of just, you know, accepting the fact they didn't get the reset and taking that eco, so you have all the bells and whistles for the gun round. And eventually they just ended up winning a round on Mirage and actually didn't lose a round after that. But on Dust 2, it's going to be a different story, especially against Vitality and how good they are on the map.
I'll be honest, they could have at least made it hard, you know. Even look at the scoreboard right here. Cyber has 11 kills. I think 6 or 7 of those kills are him standing in T-spawn with an AWP and then picking apart the Mongols players who for some reason decided to fight him over and over and over again. There was even a round where Cobra Zero gets tagged through the wall with an M4 and then re-peeks into the AWP in T-spawn and dies to Cyber. I'm thinking to myself, are you deliberately trying to lose as fast as possible moving into nuke, or what's your angle right here? And I feel like that was my issue with the Mongols. At least they could have put up a fight. At least they could have done something where I feel like, okay, I see what you want to do here. I see what you're trying to do. I think on the CT side, whenever Vitality wanted to take long control, they did it. Whenever Cyber was just placed in T-spawn and getting free kills and doing damage through the walls, he would do it. It felt like the work conditions for Vitality had never been easier to win a map of Dust 2.
Yeah, I mean, obviously as well, Vitality, we talk about them a lot because they keep winning tournaments, and they are essentially, when everything clicks, the complete package. One area we've highlighted on previous broadcasts where they may be slightly deficient is with FlameZ. Flames, as I call him, he likes to be called FlameZ when he's at the top of the scoreboard, apparently. I won't indulge such nonsense. But he is, when you look at his like entry numbers, they aren't as high as some of the other entry fraggers that play for other teams. But when he's on, he is an unplayable player and gives Vitality this extra dimension.
He's a soldier, you know. I think that's the best way to describe him. And I don't know, Janko, if you ever had a player that you coached or someone similar, but I feel like he is the player that Apex can tell to do whatever, and he will execute that, and he will do that to the best of his abilities. And I agree, there's certain times when like, I want to see a bit more from FlameZ, and then as you described as well, there's certain times when he's on it, he's not necessarily unplayable, but he has an awful lot of impact. But at the end of the day, the way I would describe him is just a loyal soldier to Apex and basically to Vitality, doing whatever he wants.
Yeah, I think he's just very skilled mechanically, right? He's very snappy with his aim, very good, and also the willingness to sacrifice whenever it's necessary, and again, obviously, follow orders without question, the hallmark of any good soldier. And he's had good games recently as well, right? Even in the grand final against Furia just a week ago, he's had some really, really good maps. And it's just Vitality, man. The way they're set up, like the mix of personalities and the roles that the players have, it all just fits together so perfectly. That's why Zaiwu can have 11 kills and Robs even less, and the game is still effortless, right? You can just take your pick who's going to step up. They're on the same page so much where, you know, it can just be anyone depending on the situation, how the game goes.
Yeah, and obviously as well, you know, we've talked a little bit about Mezzi. He had a bit of a rough day on day one, but you know, played really well on this one. And it's incredible to think that if you go back like 2 years, he was the name potentially on the chopping block, and then, you know, Parenthood was kind of looming, and you were starting to wonder, well, is this it? Because he is now obviously the greatest like UK player, so it's relevant to my interests. But
yeah, high ceiling to reach.
Yeah. Well, yeah, Henry G's watching at home with like a single tear in his eye right now. But I mean, it's always been great to see him wrestling with so much on his plate, but doing so well.
Yeah, a player that we often describe as stepping up in the big moments, you know, and again, a player you can rely on. Having a great showcase here on Dust 2. Also a player I feel sometimes that has the ability to step up, you know, and not obviously change his role within Vitality, but when you're having a Robs that's not hitting your mark, when you're having a FlameZ who's perhaps not having his best game, then I do see Messi, you know, being as versatile as he is. People forget when he was in Fnatic, he was playing all sorts of different roles, you know, whether he was entering, clutching, in-game leading, you know, he did it all before he joined Vitality in the first place. He has that ability to transcend into other roles in the middle of the game, which again makes them so, you know, versatile and impactful that you can allow yourself to have a Robs, you know, having a 40-degree fever right now, not really doing anything on the server, and you barely miss him.
I'll go back to that semi-final against Spirit in Budapest, right? And he's keeping them alive on the first map while they get to their senses and buying time really for the comeback to happen and the rest of the team to get online.
Yeah, I mean, obviously as well, there was all of that hoo-ha because they got really bad towards the end of the year, you know, who was going to be number one, the Donk or Ziwu, and the Donk cells were like saying Messi was the MVP in the finals and all. It's like all these data points that people are going to reach. But that really shows the level that Messi can get up to.
How did Magix play in the Shanghai major final?
Well, exactly. Look, don't get me started on that life game. 6 more months for him and that, more interviews for all of us. Anyway, we can start setting up this decider map in this series. Nuke is a much more tantalizing prospect than Dust 2, if we're being honest about it, but it's still an incredibly strong map for Vitality.
Yeah, it is. You know, a map they love to play and a map they have loved to play for quite some time. I think in 25 there were moments, you know, I think in periods where they were struggling a little bit on the map, or at least not getting consistently the results that I would expect from Vitality. But I see a tendency right now that they're getting stronger on it. I also think it's a bit of an underrated map right now in top tier echelon of Counter-Strike to be strong on. If you can have Nuke as your go-to map, as your go-to pick, then there's going to be a lot of teams out there not necessarily playing it to the highest degree. So I think Vitality have looked at this map and thought to themselves, this is a map we want to prioritize, this is a map we want to play, and we want to be able to, if anything, have it as a third deciding map in a lot of matchups, but even pick it against certain opponents as well.
Yeah, and they really enjoyed it. Apex really likes the map. This is another one of those maps where he gets the fun positions, he gets to play outside, and it's actually, I think, statistically at the moment their worst map in the past 3 months, alongside Mirage, and he was talking about how they were putting in more work on the map, how it was really important for them to be good on Nuke, and they had a great performance on it in that grand final against Furia as well. So I think here is where, you know, for MongolZ, I mean, you can't be losing pistols and having bad starts to halves, or winning pistols and losing second rounds. It's just, they're not at the level where that can happen, and they can still come back and sort of win the game, right? They did on Mirage, but on maps like Dust 2 and Nuke, I think they don't have enough in terms of the gun rounds in their playbook really to go up against a team like Vitality.
Yeah, I agree with that as well. And I think the key to watch out for here is essentially what they're able to do to neutralize Ziwu. Ziwu's that guy that's going to be rotating, moving around all over the map, can obviously lock down the CT side with the AWP, and it's really, the game is getting him out of the game, I think. If you want to win. Yeah,
I'll put it like this, and it may not be the most subtle way of doing it, or the most, you know, cool way of saying it, but Robs are clearly struggling, right? We know that he's sick.
That's fair.
He hasn't had a great tournament so far. He's playing ramp often by himself, so I think there's two sides to that. I think ZywOo will be maybe a bit more focused towards ramp, not helping Apex as much as you normally would see. But if you're the Mongols, go test it. You know, if it's your win condition. Again, it may not sound nice to say that you got to pounce on a sick player and a player that is obviously struggling for obvious reasons. But if you're the Mongols, you have to win.
Listen, we've all seen Karate Kid.
Yeah, but I mean,
you've got to sweep the leg.
That's the thing, and that's fair enough.
Yeah, I'm sure all of your generation has seen Karate Kid.
Listen, it was back with Cobra Kai.
Floyd earlier.
Hi-ya.
Yeah. Listen. Look, don't pretend you haven't seen Karate Kid.
I haven't seen Karate Kid.
This is outrageous.
Is that Jackie Chan?
Oh my God, not the Jackie Chan one, the original. Right, whatever. Anyway, the point is, occasionally you do have to pick on the weak links.
Teams don't want to say it. Players don't want to say it. They don't want to be like, yeah, we're pouncing on one player, or we're going towards Fallen's bomb site, or we're going towards Hooks' bomb site, or whatever example you want to use. But trust me, internally within the teams, and if you're the Mongols right now, you got to focus a bit on Robs. Test the waters on ramp, see if you can find an opening, especially considering ramp is such a vital position on the CT side of Nuke.
Well, there was all that drama back in the day. Remember when Virtus Pro did it to Fifth Lauren? And it was an NIP.
Yeah, I mean, everyone did it against Zeus back in the days as well, because obviously he wasn't great. So
yeah, I'd just like to see MongolZ play with some pace, you know, perhaps if they have it, a couple of vent dives, something along those lines to create some chaos, perhaps on the map. I feel like if they play a super slow style, that's not their strong suit. Like, they need to be sort of ending rounds, if possible, around the 1 minute mark. I know that's more difficult on Nuke if you take secret control and you need time to work that area of the map and pull some rotations, but I don't think necessarily that's something that they excel at. It's more brute force, rely on your aim, like get the entry kills or get the trades in, and then sort of push through on firepower.
Yeah, I agree with that. I just happen to think that FlameC may be one of the best players in the world when he's at least having the spawns for it to stop down that push in towards the vents. Like he's always up and close, playing around the smokes, even have no problem dropping down the vents himself. So it's going to be a FlameC shutting down that potential aggression coming from the Mongols. And if there's one player in the world I would put in that position, he's definitely on the top of my list.
All right, then, guys, we'll take a break from 30-somethings pretending they're 20-somethings, shall we? Yeah, absolutely. Right, so, yes, Dust was a little bit bland, but hopefully on Nuke
I think he did all right.
Bring the boom. We'll see you after the break.
She said she loves you.
But she can't love me.
But I love you.
What the? 1.6 billion USD. चेक किया कितने ज़्यादा थे
It was a crazy end to Dust 2, ZywOo, a Ninja 1v3. Of course, just like we all expected, but Vitality bouncing back from the loss on Mirage. MongolZ pick converted. We find ourselves map 3. It is going to be Nuke to determine whether or not Vitality can fully bounce back. I think Dust 2 was a non-starter for the Mongols, but what can we expect with Nuke?
Nothing good. They've played it